Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As y'all see, we are on the road and husband, is stuff in his face. Is it good, babe?
Best part of the day.
The breakfast. Okay. All right, so we got a good conversation for y'all this morning, and something I wanted to talk to the husband about, my babuski. And he don't even know the topic, but we're gonna get right into it. All right. So the other night he had came downstairs and I was watching TV, and I was watching that sister Seeking a Sister Wife.
Shut up.
And we watched a couple of episodes of it, and it was just like crazy. So I wanted to talk to husband about it and let him give y'all his ideology or his thought process on it, and I'll give y'all mine to it. So the show is, if you haven't saw it, I think it's on what, Lifetime? I think it's on Lifetime. A&E, one of them channels where it's a man and his wife and their kids or whatever, and it's different couples, but they're all going through like this interview process of finding a sister wife, like a sister to add to a sister wife to add to the collective, you know. So they practicing polyamory, the polyamorous life, you know, and it was just like real chaotic. Like they got, you know, we always know about the people in Colorado City, you know, the Amish or whatever them people is, the Colts, Warren Jeffs and them, yeah. You know, and they wear the head bun things, and, you know, they wear the long dresses. But this stuff is really happening like in real life. Like this is like everyday people, and it's like different couples on there. There's black couples, there's white couples, there's foreign couples, like, and they just go on there and they are just like interviewing women to bring into their fold. So I asked the husband, I said, you know, if I allowed you to get a sister wife, would you? And his answer was,
that's a setup.
A setup.
No trained black man like myself would ever fall for such shenanigans. I am very aware of the child support charge.
But I mean, they're in agreement about it. You know what I'm saying?
There's no such thing.
What you mean?
One episode I seen where the guy had to divorce his wife in order to marry the foreign girl that they had interviewed. And then the wife was crying and upset because the guy had intercourse with the girl, and I guess it was before they went to go spend the night with. It's weird. It's weird, and I would readily admit that I am a trained married man. And if she even brought that, I'm so trained that even if she said yes, I wouldn't even know how to engage with another woman. Like, I would be, the whole time I would be paranoid and there's nothing to enjoy. Because I would be the whole time like, okay, all right, I'm about to touch her hand. You said it was okay. You said it was all right. Oh, I got her hand on her shoulder. You said it was cool. No, I'm not living my life like that. So, and we straight.
So you wouldn't do it?
Can't do it.
If I said, oh, so one of the couples, so what couple he was talking about, so they were married at first, and then in order for the woman was like a foreigner, she was like Brazilian or something, so, and she was coming from overseas, so they had to actually divorce in order for him to marry the sister wife, and then she can actually get her green card to come over to the United States of America so they can all live together. So when they went to meet her for the first time, because they had been like talking electronically, they had been talking.
Yeah, it's electronic.
They had been talking via the internet. That was their first time meeting her, and wife, now ex-wife, had to sleep in a different room than her husband, now ex-husband, and the sister wife they were interviewing. But she literally divorced him just so they can marry this girl and bring her into their polyamory life that they were trying to build. But during the show, she was like crying and feeling like she was being left out. And she was like, and in my mind, I'm like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? If you feel like he's gonna he's gonna not want to be with you anymore and just want to be with old girl. She actually divorced her husband just so he could marry this other girl. And so when I was watching it, and there was a couple couples on there, there was a few couples on there, and they were all doing the same thing. In my mind, I'm just like, it's all about the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's all about pleasing the man. Like, a lot of those couples I was looking at, and I was like, she cannot be happy with this. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual wife. But they were actually doing this to please the guy. And I'm just like, me personally, I would be like, am I not enough? Like, why do you need all this extra? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know what the women get out of this stuff.
If it was meant, or if this was life is about choices.
Right.
Period.
Right.
If I wanted to be with multiple women, I never would have got married. Once I locked in on my marriage and actually decided that this is what I want to do, then you would be lying. Any man would be lying if he said he's never been tempted, or he never looked at. I got married and I ain't looked at another woman, and for that you a lie. You a lie, and the truth ain't in you. And if your wife said the same thing, she's not telling the truth, because we're still human. And truth be told, it's very rare that couples get together and both of them are virgins, and he's the only person that they've ever been with. So you have all these different, as people call it, spirits that you dealing with, that you've been, intertwined with.
Right.
So you develop a thing, a style or a type or whatever. Most people do. So you're gonna look and all that stuff. However, to actually engage in it means that you didn't really make a decision. In my opinion,
to be with the person that you were with.
Yeah, you didn't really make that decision. Maybe that person was offering something that you really like more than the other women, but you didn't actually make a decision to be locked in, and this is what I'm gonna roll with for the rest of my life.
Right. Like, I know that and we talk about it all the time, but marriage is compromise. But I don't feel like the compromise should be, you know what I'm saying, like me allowing a whole bunch of other women to come in and out of my house and sleep in my marital bed, you know what I'm saying, with my husband, or be around my kids. Like, in my mind, I want to know what the kids be seeing and what their experiences are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to do some research.
And especially they got smaller kids.
Right.
And if they're growing up in this lifestyle, like, what are they telling them? Are they saying
that this is okay? But then there was one couple on there, I don't think you saw that one, but they was justifying it through the Bible.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
And they was trying to justify, they had a little clip on there where they was trying to justify it in the Bible about the different men who had multiple wives in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
I mean, you gotta look at it. God had just made them men, so they didn't have time to be tampered with by America and all these different animals and bad diets and all that stuff.
You said bad diets.
So they had the energy to deal with all the women.
But still, that don't make it right, though. You
It
know
don't make it right. It seems like it's humanly impossible.
What is humanly impossible?
No, man. Ain't enough water. Ain't enough Gatorade. Ain't enough Pedialyte. The male, no, man. That don't. You still.
All right. Sorry, our daughter kept calling, so we had to answer the phone. So, long story short, you are not down with the polyamory life, right?
Why not just be single? I mean, like, why
But there are people who are in the polyamory life and they're not married to nobody. They just have all these different girlfriends that know about each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
and girls who deal with different dudes and they know about each other, and you know, they just, I don't know if it's consistently I'm married. They're all married.
Yeah, like, well, what's the importance of being married and doing it? That would be my question. Like, why not just be single? You can be single and honest. Hey, look, I'm not looking to be in a relationship. I deal with several women, because you never want to take a person's right to choose away. So you know,
well, I'm glad you made that point, because that's what it looks like in a lot of those, especially the one we were talking about, the couple that we was talking about, where the girl was crying, and you know, and it looked like her rights had been taken away, and she just had to deal with it. So, all right, another question: do you feel like it's a low self-esteem type of thing?
I don't.
My bad.
It could be. I think low self-esteem could be a layer of it. I think there's a lot of things that go into it. Some people have a fear of just being lonely. That don't, you know, some people.
So they'll deal with a man, or you know, be in a relationship with other people.
Yeah.
It was that one. Remember that black couple? The girl was like, she didn't even want to go back to Atlanta. And she was like, I just want to move in now. And she had went there for just for the interview or whatever, the in-person interview. And she was like, I don't want to go back. I just want to stay here. Yeah. And I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like, they had already started giving. They were serious.
It was two other women in that particular situation.
Yeah, but no, they were interviewing two women.
Yeah, so the one woman that came from Africa or something like that, she had kids.
Yes.
And then the one
from Atlanta, she didn't have no kids.
She didn't have any kids, right. But they had already was talking amongst each other about the chores, the sex
time, yeah. All that. Like, she was like, I like it in the morning, and and the other one was like, you can have it at night, and I'm like, what the hell?
I mean, from a single man's perspective, that is ideal.
I ain't know where you.
I mean, from a male, any man that's attracted to a woman, that's an ideal situation. Unless you start getting older and you're just like, man, I don't have time for all that. But, you know, I mean, I guess men have fantasies and all that stuff. And I guess if you're able to live your fantasy out, then it's cool. But I'm just saying, I don't see the point in what is the significance of having a married title. Like, does it have to be, because the title of the show is Sister Wives.
Sister Wives.
So why
Sister Wives.
Yeah, why it gotta be wives? Why just can't be, these the women I deal with? Or,
that's too long.
Circle of friends.
Circle of friends.
I don't know what you want to call it, but
circle of sex.
We sharing or something like that. Yeah. It could be something like that, because it's true. From a statistical standpoint, women outnumber men, and I guess that's that man's lot in life, I guess, but. I don't know, man. I know from a marriage standpoint, from where I'm sitting at, and in my marriage, if that was ever put on the table, it was a setup. And I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. You're not setting me up. I know better. Now, for these men and these shows that I'm watching, I want to know what's their workout regimen, what's their diet, how are they able to handle, how do they meditate, do they pray? Like, how are you able to mentally and physically handle the challenge of
how do you tell yourself that this is okay? Like, what do you do to keep telling yourself that this is okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then to be able to justify it.
There's some women that actually believe that men are not supposed to be monogamous. There's some women that really feel that way.
I'm good. I don't like to share.
Yeah.
I don't share everything. There's some things I will share. I share my money. I share my food.
I'm not sharing my food.
You not sharing your food.
I'm not sharing my food. I will buy you food.
I can't share my husband. Yeah. I just can't.
I can't. I don't. How you sit in the room and just be like,
but you know what? That's our preference. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it down today, honey.
That's our preference. You know what I'm saying? But then I want to say this too. So there's some women who go along with it because they like, I just don't want him to cheat.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
I heard that logic too.
It's either I I allow him to do it and be okay with it,
Yeah.
or I don't allow and I just continue to go through heartbreak because some women believe that that's just all men do. You know?
Yep.
So they just like, I might as well just deal with it
Yep.
and be okay with it.
Or I might well pick the woman, at least I know she clean. I guess, I don't know. I just know for mine, and for people that might, trust me, we're not judging.
Right. Not at all. That's your life.
Because
Between you and Jesus. I need a shirt that say that. It's between you and Jesus.
truth be told, we have people that we care about and love very much. That God is allowed to be in our life, that chose the polyamorous life. And we don't treat them no different than we did when we first met them. Because I don't feel like a person's habits or a person's choice in life is who they are as a totality. And these people have been there for us on multiple occasions and still are in a lot of cases. So it's not judging. I'm just saying from a personal standpoint, for the sake of the conversation,
right,
that the kid,
just something I can't deal with.
It ain't happening. I can't do it. I be paranoid the whole time.
Just can't.
And I'm interested in knowing how these men are able to keep up these regimens. It was one couple where the older, the ones that were originally married, she seemed more like a mother figure
than
a wife. Than the wife, because they had the other wife, and she was younger, and she wasn't having it. She was like real strong, opinionated,
she was,
and all that.
Yeah. Oh, babe.
Yeah. She was.
Say your name, sir.
Yeah, she was all that, and the guy was like trying to figure out, how to make it work.
But it's crazy because he liked that liked the calm and the spicy.
Yeah.
So he had like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
He had the calming effect with the older wife,
with the mother figure,
and then he had the spicy effect with the younger sister wife. And it was just like, but he was like, he looked like when he was trying to talk to the spicy one that he was getting so overly frustrated. But some people like that. Some people like to live that life where they just But anywho, this is just our opinion, you know what I'm saying? What you choose to do with your life and how you choose to go about your bedtime, and that is your business. That is between you and Jesus.
Here's the motto, guys, and this is what I'm living with for the rest of my life. Right. Because we used to hear it when we was little, and we probably didn't understand it, but I definitely understand it now.
What is that?
I'm staying out of grown folk business. I do not get myself involved in grown folk business. I shall not. Remember when your mom used to say, stay out of grown folk business? I as an adult, if I see another adult in it, I stay out of grown folk business. I do not get involved. So,
long story short.
Yeah. If you pilot, be jolly.
If you pilot, be jolly.
It's cool with me. I ain't. But I'm just saying, myself personally, if this lady brought that to the table, it's a setup. It is a setup of the highest order. And if I fall for it, I'm stupider than I look. And it's not happening with the kid. That's all I'm saying.
All right, y'all. So that's our conversation for today. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And until next time, y'all be